One of the most frequent questions I'm asked these days is how we will know when we've got to the point of what people refer to as no return with regard to the process of democratization. I explained that I do not think there's such a thing as a point of no return. One can always turn back at any time. So, what do we look for to let us know that we have succeeded in our quest for democracy? This is a big question. I'm not sure that I have all the answers, but I think we will know when we get there, when we get to the point when our people do not have to live in fear, when democratic practices become a matter of daily routine for them. How do we get to the point? Not one step at a time, but many steps at a time in many different directions. Democracy is to do with society. It's not just to do with government. So we need to take all kinds of steps in all kinds of directions. Politically, socially, educationally, and of course, civil society must be involved, and also the international community. Because Burma is on the verge of a breakthrough, I say we're on the verge of a breakthrough. I do not say that we have yet made the breakthrough. We appreciate the support and the intense attention of our friends. It is very important that the international community, our friends from all over the world, continue to keep a very keen eye on developments in Burma. And we need you also to tell us when you think we have got to the point when we can say we've made it. That, of course, does not mean that it's the end of the road. There's never an end to the road to democracy. Once we have achieved political democracy, we have to achieve social democracy. And once we have achieved that, we have to consolidate it. We have to make sure that it is in keeping with the times, with global developments. So the process of democratization is one without an end as such. It is in fact a march towards several goals at the same time. We in Burma are now at a point when we think we may be able to shape our own destiny. That's a great thing, to be able to shape one's own destiny. And for the people of a nation to be able to stand up and say, we are the makers of our own destiny, is a great development in the history of that nation. When we achieved independence in 1948, we thought we had got to that point. But over the intervening years, we have learned that independence from a foreign power is not enough. We need to be independent from our own weaknesses. Burma has been under a military regime for many years. Well, until last year, although some would argue that this is still a semi-military regime. Those years came about as a weakness on the part of our country. I would not like to blame just the military for what happened over the last decades. It's something that happened to all our people, and we all have a responsibility in some way or the other. This is why we need to understand that shaping our own destiny requires not just a sense of purpose, but also a sense of responsibility. Responsibility and duty I have been emphasizing greatly over the last few months, because when people think of democratization in Burma, they think of the rights that they are going to get, but not of the responsibilities that they will have to assume. So in this dialogue on democracy, I would appreciate it very much if you would concentrate as much on the responsibilities as on the rights. How do we develop a sense of democratic responsibility? Where does it start? In the family, in the schools, at university, in the polls? There are so many different ways of starting, but I believe simply that it starts in the family, and from the family outwards into society, we should understand what democracy entails, not just in the matter of rights, but also in the matter of responsibilities. We in Burma have looked to Gandhiji as a great leader who combined democratic principles with an unwavering belief in non-violence. I would say that he is the father of non-violent politics. Without him, there would not have been other non-violent movements the world over. We have studied his teachings and realized how sensible he was. People would perhaps prefer to use the word wise, but I think the most important thing in politics is to be thoroughly grounded in common sense, and that Gandhiji was. And combined with that was not just immense intelligence, but also imagination. And the combination of intelligence and imagination made him a visionary such as we had not seen before in our world. If he were alive now, I wonder sometimes how he would advise us, what he would tell us to do, how he would recommend that we go forward with our process of reform. I'm sure he would have been able to give us much invaluable advice. And now it falls on you, his heirs. I'm not just referring to the Gandhis, but all those who believe in democracy and non-violence, his heirs, to help Burma at this point to follow the right path in the right way. Thank you.